Hello, my name is Richard, and I am going to read a daily meditation from Around the Year with Emmett Fox. I'm going to start doing this every day. So, if you want, you can follow me and come back and read it with me every day. I've been doing it personally now for over 19 years in my own personal life, not sharing it via the internet, and it's this exact book, and it's been wonderful for me. So June 13th, use that broom. A good housekeeper sees to it that dust and dirt do not accumulate in nooks and corners and on shelves. Periodically, the house is gone over and given a thorough cleaning. Too often in our spiritual lives, we allow negative things to accumulate in the corners of our minds. We tackle the obvious problems as they come along, but allow the small difficulties to pile up in the corners. For instance, if we are faced with a problem of health or finance, we get to work on that immediately. But if, on the other hand, someone has injured us, instead of handling the incident spiritually at the time, we tuck it away and perhaps pack in a little resentment along with it. Such problems should be dealt with as they arise. If someone has injured you, forgive him now and be done with it. Take care of the other difficulties in like manner. Be a good housekeeper. Clean out every nick and corner, and God will make you worthy of greater accomplishments in the future. And he said unto them, Well done, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in very little. Have thou authority over 10 cities. My experience has been that it is one of the ways that I can work through this is by recognizing my own faults and my own responsibilities in scenarios. And focusing on those, because one of the things that I have found is that found to be true is that I cannot change you. The only thing that I have any kind of chance of changing, the only person that I have any chance in actually affecting a change in, is in myself. Now, through affecting change within myself, other people have seen that in me, and because they wanted change in themselves, they took it upon themselves to start doing things and following along, basically, and after following along, actually even joining. It's no longer following, but truly joining on the path of actually changing themselves to help me change myself. So have I affected change in others in that manner? Yes, but I personally cannot change that other person. And that's just true for everything. It doesn't matter what it is I have no ability to force anybody into any kind of change. I could forcibly lock somebody up, but that doesn't mean that they're going to change. And if they get out, they could come out to be the exact same person. While they're in, they're going to be that they have the choice to maintain and stay that same person or change and be better or worse. So what does that mean? So I'm going to talk specifically about the one point in here that he made is he said, if we're faced with a problem of health or finance, we get to work on that immediately. But if, on the other hand, someone has injured us, instead of handling the incident spiritually at the time, we tuck it away and perhaps pack in a little resentment along with it. Such problems should be dealt with as they arise. If someone has injured you, forgive him now and be done with it. Take care of the other difficulties in like manner. That's not an easy task to do. Is somebody hurts me and all I see is the hurt that they caused to me. And so, I can say the words, "Oh, I forgive them," but it's a totally another thing to truly and actually forgive them. One of the tools that I have found in my life is that if I evaluate scenarios and look for my part in the scenario, because the truth of the matter is I always play some sort of part, you know, and if I look for my part in whatever it was, and then I recognize my own fault, and I make the attempt, I then can, and I have the option to try to make the attempt to start learning how to change that in myself. Also, what happens too is I realize that is that the truth of the matter is that most of the time is I actually invite the harm or the negative or whatever it is into my own life. Yeah, it can come in the form of from somebody else or from some other entity or something of that nature. But through my own thoughts and actions, my own thoughts is where I create and invite those things into my life. And so when I evaluate my own life, when I evaluate myself, my actions, my thoughts, my previous thoughts throughout my life, that can be that are involved in these different scenarios that happen in my life, then I have a platform for something that I can change. And if I change it within myself, then I'm no longer inviting those things into my life. And it's amazing how easily it changes. I don't have enough time left on this to get into scenarios or examples really, because it's not like a really fast, simple thing. But what I can say is that I have seen the effects of this in my life for 19 and a half years, and for anybody that, I'm sure there's probably eventually somebody that's going to be on here that knew me 25 years ago. I am in no way, shape, or form that same person. I really am not. I was a very unlovely creature. I was not a nice person. I caused a lot of pain and damage in other people's lives, and I did for a long time. I was an extremely selfish and self-centered person. Now, I would have never told you that back then, and of course I acted, and I told myself and other people, how great I was or how nice I was and how kind I was. But really and honestly, I was a major user, and the truth of the matter was I was also extremely unhappy, and today I am not in any way, shape, or form perfect, that's for sure, but I have recognized my faults and been trying to work on my faults for a long time, and as a whole, I'm a significantly happier person in my life. I have joy and contentment within self, and that's something that you can't change. That's something that you can't, it's wonderful. It really is. To me, that's really true life. That's truth. That's life, is gaining true happiness, joy, and contentment within self all the time. That's the goal. So thanks.